What's up, my dudes? These are my comic book pickups for July 7th. Real quick, let's go over some back issues. Um, so I got Destiny New York, issues 2 and 3. I had issue 1, and for some reason, these two weren't ever in my pull list, and then I got issue 4 without me realizing, so I finally got these two to complete it or to catch up. Black and white book. The art is pretty cool. Simple art, but it's nice. So yeah, I finally caught up on the missing issues, even though I had no idea. I don't even think I read the first issue by the time I realized this. So I finally got these in. And then the other comic book, I think this is from last week or the week before. Uh, Code of Dracula issue 4. Um, from what is this? I can't remember. Oh, Source Point Press. And I think yeah, these were Black Mask. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this week's pickups with Marvel. I got X Force issue 21. Then we got Helion's issue 13. Then Children of the Atom issue 5. Then we got X-Men issue 1. Again, another restart of a series. Marvel does it a lot. Hickman was writing the X-Men book before. Who's my favorite writer, so kind of a bummer that he's not doing this no more, but he's still sticking around and do other X-Men stuff, which is good. And then now into the Image books. We got Walking Dead Deluxe issue 18. These are coming out quick, man. I'm glad because I mean the series already finished, so now they're just adding color to these books. And again, I love the cover stock on this, man, the card stock. So again, it's just the Walking Dead stuff from before, just all in color. And then we have Carmen issue 5. It's the last issue. It was a good series, really good series. And then we got Skybound X issue 1. And so like I guess this is gonna be like an anthology of sorts, and I think the main story, I'm not too sure, but I think the main story is Rick Grimes 2000, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. It's a pretty thick book. How much was this book? It's in the front. $4.99. So again, the cardstock is really good, and so these are all comics other than the Rick Grimes. I think the Rick Grimes 2000 was like a joke at first. Either he talked, Robert Kirkman talked about it before, he wrote about it somewhere, and it's a thing now. And then you have Ultra Omega, Manifest Destiny, which are two comics I read, and I think the stories in here are not. I mean, they may be canon, but I don't think they're. You need to read them or they're connected. And then you have Clementine, who's a Walking Dead character from one of the video games. And I think it's her first appearance in a comic book here. So the Rick Grimes starts off like the comic Walking Dead comic book, but I guess in the future. And then let me see if I can find. Guessing this is Ultra Omega. Yep. And then yeah, see the Manifest Destiny story in here is not what Manifest Destiny looks like. But this is cool. I like the art and the style. They made them all animals. And then the Clementine stuff, black and white. Yeah, so like I said, I think each of them are gonna have different stories. Other than the Rick Grimes should be a continuation. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I like this cover a lot. I think it's Ryan Otley. It looks like Ryan Otley. Let's see. He's a penciler, so I'm guessing. Yeah, I think he did the cover as well. But he did what's it called? Also did Invincible. And then, sorry about that. Let me scoot this back a little bit. Okay. Next up, we have Noctera issue 5, which is um, Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder's a great writer. Post-apocalyptic book um, where you have to. I think if you end up in the, it's like if you end up in the dark or if you don't have light, you turn into, you get turned into a monster. These creatures. So the lights are really important to have around. Being in the dark is super, super bad. So that's issue 5. And then Geiger issue 4, another post-apocalyptic book from Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns, he's cool. He's not my favorite, but it's Jeff Johns. And then the cardstock on this one's really nice as well. Art's really cool too. Then we got Firepower issue 13 from Robert Kirkman. Really good story. The first story was a trade paperback, and then they started coming out with the single issues to continue the story. Kind of reminds me of Iron Fist, not his powers, but like the story, and by a guy showing up to this location that teaches him how to use his abilities and whatnot, and it's kung fu, and he has fire powers. As to Iron Fist having the chi powers and the whole dragon thing, but it's pretty similar. It's different enough, but I'm really enjoying this series. Then we got Deep Beyond issue 6. Commanders in Crisis issue 10. Dude, I'm loving this book. I'm loving the art. I always say this, but I picked up the first issue because I saw somebody open it up in the comic book shop, and there was a spread in there that looks so dope. But yeah, I've been enjoying this book a lot. And then that's it for the Image, and now we're in Boom Studios. We got Wind issue 8. I think they took like a hiatus and they came back with the last 2 issues. Maybe this is a 3rd issue where they came back, but I think it stopped at 5 and then they wanted to continue. But I've been liking this book a lot. The art's really, really cool. Yep. And then Basilisk issue 2. I put this on my pull list so I wouldn't miss any more issues. Like I missed the first one. I had to get the first one off of online store. But it's Cullen Bunn, one of my favorite writers. So again, Cullen Bunn does really good. His writing for like horror and gore is really nice. And then our Aftershock book is Out of Body issue. What is this? 2? Yeah, issue 2. And then the last book is The Nice House on the Lake issue 2, which is the only DC book I collect. But it's like it's the DC Black Label. So and like I said before, I think the only other DC stuff are Black Label stuff. So yeah. Now, if I had to pick a comic for today, if I could only pick one, I guess it would be, oh yeah, this, because this looks really really interesting, and all the titles in here that it all those little spin-offs or the little side stories inside are all comics that I read. So, and this Rick Grimes 2000 thing seems really cool. So, I really like the cover, the cardstock of the cover, like the material, but the drawing. Um, yeah, this comic's made really well, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy it. So, yeah. All right, later, dudes.